Over 150,000 people ride motorcycles in Oregon, and we come in all shapes, sizes, and ages. We ride on the weekends, over the summer, on vacation, to work. Some of us started riding when we were kids, others as adults. There's no one way about it. Some of us do it for the athleticism, the thrill of the sport. Others spend time with our friends, our families. But we also ride for the love of exploring the open Oregon countryside.
My name is Kylee Sweeten, and I've been riding motorcycles for 18 years. I've had a specific passion for motorcycle trials for about 9 years now, and I've been doing the national circuit for 6 years. Trials is a very unique technical sport that is not based on speed or time. And the goal of the sport is to get through a designated course without taking your feet off the pegs and touching the ground. When I'm walking a route or a section before I ride it, every little single thing is going through my head. Where I'm gonna go, every little rock, every little stick that can mess me up, where exactly my tires are going, which is about a 4-inch line. I've ridden in many different places. I've ridden in different countries, different states around the US. Oregon is my home to me. My family definitely started me off with moto trials when I was a kid. I have 2 older brothers that ride moto trials. My parents even met racing motocross when they were young. My dad is definitely the biggest influence in my life, and specifically in motorcycles. He's one of the most hardworking people that I know. He got into trials later in life, much like I did, and it was really cool to see someone who also made it work, who put in the time, who had a career and a family, but was also able to ride at the professional level. Motorcycles has definitely developed me as a person. I've learned so many life lessons. I've gained lifelong friends. Definitely made me tougher mentally as a person and physically sometimes. And I'd say that it's really taught me that the most important things in life are the things that bring you joy and the things that you are passionate about, because that's what keeps you going.
riding street bikes for 10 years, dirt bikes for 5. In the last 10 years, I've had 15 motorcycles. I just want to ride all of them. Both street and dirt offer the opportunity to connect to nature, and we live in the most perfect place to enjoy all of that. You can get twisty roads to the mountains, to the desert, to the ocean. It's a perfect place to enjoy motorcycles. The seed of motorcycles started young for me. Both my dad and my grandfather are interested in trail riding. I remember going to a camp out when we were younger, and they slapped a helmet on me, put me on an XL 185, and pointed me in the opposite direction. But fast forwarding to my adult life, the only way that I've ever gotten around is by foot or with a bicycle. And I met a friend, sold me my first bike, introduced me to a bunch of people, and it was like, I just jumped right in. I don't have any immediate family in Portland, so my working and riding community are like my family. In 2014, I got into a motorcycle accident where I was on I-5 and I hit a speed wobble. And I made it over to the shoulder right in time for me to low side, and I slid for 50 yards. About halfway through, the bike flew out from between my legs and did a cartwheel to God knows where. And I wrapped around a pole, and that's what stopped me. As a testament to how supportive my crew is, they threw me a fundraiser. Nike, Danner, Icon, they all donated a bunch of stuff for the raffle. All of the proceeds went to getting my life back together, and since I was unable to ride to get to work, I needed to get a car. I basically traded my wrecked bike and the proceeds from my benefit to get the El Camino.
I'm Ashley, and I ride the dunes and MX racing. I started racing a little over a year ago, and I started just shortly after like maybe 2 or 3 practice days of my first time ever being out on a track. So I was kind of getting hooked on that feeling of winning races. I went 1-1 in all of my state series races except for one, which I got a 2nd place in. You race 2 motos in one day, so it's best out of those 2 motos. And going 1-1 means like I've won my first moto and my 2nd moto. I just kind of like to go rip and not worry about anybody else, you know, just kind of, it's my little escape. I find that I need to work on my corners a lot. Not looking at my front fender, I need to see through the corner and the ruts. That's something I really need to work on. Yeah, I usually have a Red Bull and Cheeto Puffs before every race. On the dunes, you have to be on the throttle a lot, be on the throttle all the time, which keeps you upright. And so that helped me a lot when I switched to dirt and MX riding. Because you hook up a lot better on the dirt than you would the sand. I didn't tell anybody I was doing it. I just decided this is what I'm going to do. I was always a fan of Hondas. It's what I rode when I rode quads. And I walked into the dealership with cash in hand, and I just went in and bought a brand new CRF 250. And they tried to talk me out of it. They're like, have you ever ridden a bike before? And I was like, no. Have you raced? No. And they're like, well, maybe the 150 would be a better fit for you. And I was convinced that that wasn't the bike for me, that I wanted to learn to ride this bike, and because I knew I was going to go out on the dunes, and I just told myself I was going to do it. I just set big goals for myself, and I told myself I was going to go for it. We met a lot of people along the way that helped train and just gave advice and just kind of welcomed us into the moto community. It was really cool.
We've all taken a few hard falls, but we continually get back up again. At the end of the day, we're out here to have fun. And if you're ever up for a Sunday ride, you'll know where to find us.